Solve by using the quadratic formula. 3t squared minus 2t minus 3 equals 0, where our a value for this problem is 3. Our b value is negative 2, and our c value is negative 3. Make sure that it's equal to 0, otherwise you won't know what these values are. The formula, this time saying t equals, the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. So we're going to take where there's a variable and replace it with parentheses, and then we'll put in the correct value. These parentheses inside the square root are extremely important because when you square this number, regardless if it's positive or negative, it will be a positive answer. So let's go get those values. Everywhere there was a b, I'll put negative 2. So this first one is for a b value, and the second one is for a b value. Everywhere there was an a, I'll put a 3. So we have an a here 4 times a, and also 2 times a. And then our c value, which is negative 3, only goes here. Let's clean this up. I have a tendency to do it in a couple of steps. A negative negative 2 is positive 2, plus or minus the square root of, all divided by 6. And then I'll do this. Negative 2 squared is 4. And I'll do all this multiplying. 3 times 3 is 9, times 4 is 36. And I notice that there are 2 negative signs, so now it's a plus. T is equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of 40 over 6. Okay, well, anytime your answer has a fraction in it and has a radical in it, you must do all the simplifying possible. 40 breaks down as 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. There's 2 2's. We can take it out just once as the number 2. Then inside the radical we'd have the 10. In our denominator we have a 6. And we still have 2 plus or minus, which is equal to our t. We're not quite done yet, because this fraction also needs to be reduced. And the way we do that is we factor out what's common in the numerator. So we factor out a 2, and that leaves us with 1 plus or minus the square root of 10 all over 6. So we can reduce 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 6 3 times. So let's write that answer nice and clean. The value for t has 2 possibilities. It's 1, add the square root of 10 and divide by 3, and also 1, subtract the square root of 10 and divide by 3. Those are the 2 answers that we get from solving this problem using the quadratic formula.